So we're back down at Reedy Creek. Yeah, the water's actually a lot lower than I thought it was going to be, but it is still rather high. Picked this spot solely because there's a bit of bedrock for me to stand on and some nice little eddies and whatnot going on. It's a nice crevice there that I might clean out considering the water's been pretty high. Yeah, we'll see how we go. So I've run a couple of test pans just to see whether this really is a good spot. Turns out it wasn't bad. Now I'm just going to set the ute up, all the camping gear and whatnot. Then I'll take the high banker and the river sluice down there and I'll get into it. I have to speak up a bit. Yeah, pump's pretty loud, so's the water. But this is my setup I'm running today. So I got a little trap underneath my high banker so I can break down clays and whatnot. I run it into the little trap. Still got the expanded metal and whatnot in there, can't really see, and the riffles, but bring it down. Won't miss anything through the little trap, so I'll run that on the end of it. Alright, I got some peace and quiet now, the pump's turned off. Yeah, just finished doing my run. There's quite a pile there, can't really tell. Got them separated. So you can see I didn't run much dirt, I just thought I'd do a trial at the back of this gigantic piece of bedrock just to see, if it's been done before. I'll do the cleanup now. A bit hard to do it, film and do a cleanup, so I'll clean her all out and show you what I got. So I've just cleaned out the little trap which was running at the bottom of the high banker there, and I must say that is some extremely fine black sand. Try and get this thing to focus. There's only tiny little bits of gold, and they are the finest gold I've seen in a long time. So we know that the trap catches extremely fine gold, which is good. Well, now I remember why I bought the little trap, and I don't use the high banker very often. Because it just took me 20 minutes to clean out all the mats and then pan it out. And really, that's a lot of prospecting time, to me anyway. So I have panned it out, and I'm not too happy with the results out of that hole. I only got, let's see if I can get it focus. Yeah. So I only got those little bits, and they're not very big at all. Obviously bigger than the fine stuff from before, but yeah. For the amount of time I ran the pump, it's probably not really worth it at all. Well, I'll have to find another spot to dig. So I've been test panning right up over the other side of there, right down there, and there's nowhere that's really accessible to get either the trap or the high banker, and there's still not much gold. Most of the gold's out in the centre where I normally go, but a little bit deep for that. And so I'm just going to continue to dig that hole. With the high banker now, I'm running no mat inside it because it didn't really do much last time, and I'm just going to see whether the trap can catch everything and how well that works. If it works good enough, then I'll probably stick with this sort of setup for the rest of the time I'm out here. I'm not going to move camps or anything because I think this is a good spot to set up for the night. So I'm just going to run this hole and work a bit more and see what I can get. So I'm still running the same sort of setup, except this now I've just gone to put the expanded mesh just sitting in there in the bottom of the high banker just to slow the water flow and the gravel flow down, so the trap doesn't blow everything out, because it seemed to be losing a lot of material before. So now the water flows much slower, but they're still the same volume. And I don't know whether it focus down there, but it seems to be catching nearly all the black sand, which is a really good sign. I'm sure whether that thing right in the middle of the screen is a little piece of gold. Can't quite tell, but I'm really hoping that is a piece of gold right there. So I'm just letting the expanded metal clean itself out. It's doing a pretty good job. It's almost clean. You can see those 3 ripples are starting to fill up with black sand, so we're going to stop it and check it. See if I'm doing alright. If I'm not doing alright, I don't know whether I'll finish this section off, but I might actually go down in there with the shovel. Silly me, forgot to bring his gum boots, so he's only got work boots which are full of holes. Yay! So yeah, I might try and get the shovel down in there and get a few shovelfuls out, because that crevice there, I swept it earlier but I couldn't pull any of the sand out. The water current just pushed it all out of my hand right into that bottom area there where those bubbles are sitting. So if I get the shovel down there, I might, get a little bit out of there, but we'll see how it goes. So I broke the off switch on the pump, sorry. Yeah, now she's a bit hard to turn off. So I've also got the pan under the end of there, because when the water current slows, it tends to sweep out a lot of the stuff. So keep the water pan under there. So we'll bring the pump right down. I'll show you what I mean with it starts to sweep stuff out. No, it's not going to do it this time because I've got the pan under the end, so it's high enough to rear. Alright, so yeah, turn this thing off. Pull the spark plug off. Alright. Now we can see a lot of black sand. Little piece of gold in there I can see. It's always a good sign. So there's a fair bit of black sand sitting in there. Well, put it in the bucket and I'll yeah, we'll see how we go. See if I can sit this up so I can film it. That should do. Hand this out now and I'll show you the results. Nothing really notable in the sieve. I don't know whether you can see it. Piece of quartz, really sharp, crystal form. Kind of cool. Put that one aside. Again, there's a lot less than what I would normally get out of running the trap. Not real happy with the amount I'm getting today, but got to make do with what I can, I suppose. The water's too high to get out into the good spots, so no. So I decided I hadn't had enough yet, and need to get some more gold in that snuffer bottle before I can call it quits. Going with a different approach this time. The trap is much higher off the ground and on a much steeper angle, just to see if I can clear out a lot more sand a lot faster, or see what's going to happen. So I'll let you know. I'll might put this up here, just try and get, see if we can get me actually feeding it. That's good. I'll give you a look at the pit at the actual box itself here. Shows that everything's buzzing around in there nicely. You can see the build up of stuff underneath the standard metal that's low in the water, and then clean up top. Slowly cleans itself out. But should be good. We'll see how we go. Alrighty, so dug it all out, and there's not much in the sluice. Nothing underneath standard metal. I've let it all clean out. I'm about ready to call it a day. I don't think there'll be much left in there, but or any gold for that matter. Because yeah, I did 6 or 7 test pans out of where I was digging in there, and was only getting tiny specks and 2 or 3 in a pan, which really is horrible compared to what I normally get. I remember being here around, I think it was Boxing Day, just out there where those ripples are. There was next to no water flow. Well, there was probably 1/10 of what's here now, and all exposed cracks and crevices and whatnot, and I was getting 20 to 30 colours per pan, so might have to come back in summer, which is a long way off yet because we're only at the start of winter, which is a shame. But oh well, I'll clean this out and I'll show you when I'm done. So I'm just cleaned it out into the bucket, and I actually did notice a lot more gold, so I might be a little bit surprised when I pan this out. Hopefully I'm really surprised, but we'll see how we go, eh? I think this pan's going to be, or this run's going to be a lot better. I'm seeing 3 or 4 times the amount of black sand in here, and there's some interesting rocks in there. There was a piece of natural copper in there I found a minute ago. I lost it in the black sand, but I'll find it again and I'll show you. So I lost a piece of copper when I was panning out the black sand because there was just that much of it I couldn't get rid of it or even see the gold. But we'll see how it goes, eh? I'll just put this down and I'll flick it around and we'll see what we've got. So we did tenfold better on that run. There is a lot more in there, and there's a really nice piece over here. Let's get that glare out. That piece right there. It's actually a pretty decent sized chunk. One of the bigger ones I've got here anyway. Yeah, there's a lot more there. I'll just sift through it and I'll get back to camping. I'll go up, start my fire and cook myself some tea. So guys, this is what I got for the day. Looks like a lot more than there really is, but yeah, I'm really not too happy with that. There's a couple of crystals sitting in the bottom I've got, which is this one here, which is a citrine crystal, and that is either garnet or ruby, I'm not sure. But that's pretty cool. I'll put them in a vial. I'll pick one. I think this one here, I don't know what this one is. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of like iron, but not sure. And then this one here, I wasn't sure about this. It doesn't look like a piece of quartz. Well, through the camera it does, but yeah, when you look at it from like straight through the bottle, I don't know what it is. It could be a diamond, could be anything. I know they are up here, but I've never seen one, so I wouldn't have any idea of how to identify them. So that's my problem. Yeah. So I got my fire going, sort of. She's smouldering away up there. Hopefully it catches a bit better. Back down at the creek, looking in the area I've been working today. Still a lot of dirt in there, and I off camera cleaned out this crevice because well, I thought, well, it's underneath all that dirt, so it must be hiding something. And sure enough, there was actually a decent amount of gold in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my pick, scrape it all out into here, and then shovel feed it into the high banker with the little trap behind it. Same setup as before, and hopefully we get a bit more gold. I know I was done for the day, but I got gold fever good. Well, that's it for the day. Pump just ran out of gas, so I put that under there right quick when it started misfiring. So I'll pack all this stuff up and bring it up near the camp, because I dare say the water level might rise tonight or fall depending, but yeah. Well, I'll clean that out and I'll see how it went. Okay, for the last run, that really was a lot better. That's more like what I'm used to seeing up here at Reedy Creek. I'm pretty happy with that. Makes the day a lot more successful, that's for sure. Makes me a lot happier. Got me a little makeshift stove going on here. Just a bit of hot coals, pan, fire drum. And that's camp, I think. Bit of the holding gear around. Water's actually rising. I've already lost my screwdriver, I don't know where that went. So I can't even disconnect the blue line off the high banker, which kind of sucks because now it's really heavy. I'll probably see you guys bright and early in the morning. And I'll be heading off to join a couple of other blokes who are coming up tomorrow to do some prospecting. And I did go for a walk up that way to the normal spot I go to, and where I normally cross the creek because I'm normally on the other side. Yeah, there's absolutely no hope of getting across there.